Thanks for staying into your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. My name still remains Patrick Abambu. On this program, every week we bring you that information you need to keep your life safe and secured. Welcome to your program today. Today we'll be bringing you a couple of reports that has to do with security information from the Nigerian Army to the Nigerian Navy to the Nigerian Police Force, and also what I will regard as our exclusive, the big story, our visit to South Africa, where we had a rare interview with the Nigerian High Commissioner to South Africa, where he spoke on Nigerians living in South Africa and Nigerian relationship with South Africa. It's a bumper edition of the program. Welcome to the program today. Like always, make use of all our social media platforms to send us your views and your questions you need answers to, so that we can take it up with those concerned. Yes, during the week, the newly appointed Chief of Defense Staff and the person of Major General Christopher Ogwambi Musa launched his program, his vision, what he called his command vision for the Nigerian Armed Forces, for the Armed Forces of Nigeria. Subsequent editions of this program, maybe beginning from next week, we'll begin to take it one after the other, because one of them, which is people-centered, citizen-centered, and welfare of personnel. These are very, very important areas to look into. We will be looking at them in the next edition of this program. But before next week, let's continue with today's program. During the week, the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Lagbaja, visited Plateau State to assess situation, and he commissioned, or he flagged off an operation to help sanitize that state. Sit back as we bring you this report by Shuli Daniels.
Following the recent visit of the Plateau State Governor, Barrister Caleb Mufong, to the Chief of Army Staff, COAS, Major General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, at the Army headquarters in Abuja to solicit for the assistance of the Nigerian Army in bringing an end to the security challenges facing the state. The COAS Major General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja has visited the state and flagged off exercise Hakurin Damisa 4 in response to the crisis bedeviling the state.
Are you motivated?
During the flagging of ceremony, General Lagbaja charged officers and soldiers to follow the rules of engagement and promised to provide more equipment to enable them carry out the operation effectively.
As your Chief of Army Staff, I've encapsulated my command philosophy, which is to have a Nigerian army that is well-trained, equipped, and highly motivated towards achieving our constitutional responsibility in a joint environment. That means you must work with all security agencies. You must work with other services. You must work with local communities. Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
So, now listen, you are the people's army. When they send a distress call to you, you must respond. And you must respond as quickly as possible. Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
You are not deployed here to come and play chess game. You are deployed here to conduct operations, and you must conduct operations. Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
And when you are conducting operations, you must be guided by the rules of engagement. Everybody is your friend. And even the people that are your friends can become your enemy in the next minute. So whoever is carrying a military-grade weapon or any weapon at all, you must recover those weapons from them. Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
You must recover those weapons. You must not take sides. Check the book and operate by the book. You will not run into trouble. I hear?
Yes, sir!
I hear?
Yes, sir!
Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
Good. Your commander, GOC, has briefed me on the challenges you are facing in the field and the need for more combat enablers. What we have brought here, they are tip of the iceberg. We will give you the very best to work with. So we'll take care of the communication, we'll take care of the motorcycles, and all your administrative issues. Whatever be the challenges that you are facing, we'll take care of them. But please note that you must work, and you must work effectively. We must see the results in Plateau. This violence must not resurge. You must stamp it and stamp it out completely once and for all. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? I hereby flag up Operation Akorin Damisa 4.
It is apparent that the Chief of Army Staff, General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, is poised to keep to his mission, which is to win all land battles and confront other security threats in furtherance of Nigeria's vital national interest of prevention and protection of our sovereignty and territorial integrity. Shuli Daniels, reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. Yes, from the Nigerian Army, we're taking you to the headquarters of the Nigerian Navy, where the new Chief of Naval Staff has made a pledge to continue where the former Chief of Naval Staff, talking about Vice Admiral Awaz Gambo, the prominent role and the leading role Nigeria played in the Gulf of Guinea. The new Chief of the Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala, has promised that Nigeria will continue and sustain that role so that Nigeria can be safer than it used to be. Sit back as we bring you this report by Elizabeth Tanko.
The leading role of the Nigerian Navy in the Gulf of Guinea, GOG, cannot be overemphasized, as Nigeria, through the Nigerian Navy, has continued to galvanize other member states in the GOG to fight piracy and restore free flow of economic activities in the Gulf of Guinea. Nigeria's leading role became more prominent during the tenure of the immediate past Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awaz Gambo. With the change of leadership in the Nigerian Navy, the new Chief of the Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala, has pledged to sustain Nigeria's leading role in the Gulf of Guinea. He made the pledge in a brief interview with Security Watch Africa in his office in Abuja, immediately after taking over as the 22nd Chief of the Naval Staff.
You see, the Gulf of Guinea is critical to Nigerian Navy. We cannot carry out maritime trade without passing through the Gulf of Guinea. So Nigeria happened to be one of the countries that just have to play a lead role. We have been doing this in the past. We will continue to do this through collaboration with other regional governments. Recently, you know, during the last presidential fleet review, there was an agreement which you had with the head of navies, all geared towards forming a maritime security task force. We are going to ensure that this comes into being with the objective of enhancing the security of the Gulf of Guinea, for the overall safety of trade and movement of goods and services within that region, because it's critical to us. And we will play that role because we know that if you look at the countries in the Gulf of Guinea, we have no option but to do that. So we are going to continue to do that. And I promise you that you will see results within a very short time.
The continued leadership role played by Nigeria in the Gulf of Guinea has helped to provide security in Nigeria's water. Elizabeth Tanko, reporting for Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. Yes, it's important for Nigeria to secure its waters. There's no negotiation about that. It's necessary and compulsory. Yes, let's take you to the Nigeria Police Force, where during the week, the chairman of the Police Service Commission, Dr. Solomon Arase, former Inspector General of Police, decorated one of the officers working with him, the person of Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ubonaya Water. Security Watch Africa was there, and Lucy Tao brings this report to you.
Promotion of personnel of any organization is a reward for hard work, diligence, and productivity. Recently, the Police Service Commission announced the promotion of some policemen, women, and officers following recommendations from the Inspector General of Police. One of the beneficiaries of that promotion is former Chief Superintendent of Police, now Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ogbonnaya, who is seconded to the Police Service Commission. During his decoration with the new rank at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja, the chairman, Police Service Commission, Dr. Solomon Arase, commended him for his exemplary service in the Nigeria Police Force. Dr. Arase, who is a former Inspector General of Police, recalled how he met and worked with ACP Nwota.
The course 22-2005 of the Police Academy had therefore graduated a total of 609 cadet officers, and we had a duty to select the best among them to serve in the IGP Secretariat. We naturally chose the first 10 graduating students on the merit list of the Academy final examination result of the set, and thus brought the IGP Secretariat a young crew of hot brains with diverse academic backgrounds, zeal, vigor, and readiness for mentorship. Among these 10 young ASPs who then served meritoriously under me, CSP Gofin Gwampa, a first entrant now retired, and of course, Ogbonnaya, who we are decorating today with the rank of Assistant Commissioner of Police. From the list above, you can see that there was no ethnic or religious predilections, which I am allergic to. I intentionally laid the above background to show how I met Ogbonna, who since then has led an exceptional life, kept an impeccable service record, and improved himself qualitatively such that he presently holds a PhD.
The chairman charged all police officers to pursue excellent service delivery and professionalism.
I also use this opportunity to charge all police officers to key into the quest for excellent service delivery, professionalism, and hard work. I assure you that such virtues never go unnoticed and will in due course be rewarded.
In his remarks, ACP Ogbonnaya thanked the chairman and other members of the commission for his promotion and promised to continue to dedicate himself to the improvement of the Nigeria Police Force.
SA in this place means different things to different directors. To some, humble man. To some, difficult man. To some, in fact, I have many descriptions. But I will say, I will lean on the portion of the Bible, John chapter 6, verse 38, where Jesus said that he has come to do the work of him that sent him. I have come to do the work of him that brought me. So, to that I will say, thank you, bear with me. I'm loyal, I'm obedient to my chairman because I know my chairman is geared towards producing a police force that is responsive, that is responsible, that is accountable to the Nigerian people. And to all men and women of goodwill gathered here today, I must thank you very much for making our time out of your tight schedule to be here to dignify this occasion with your presence.
Lucy Tawo, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
A very big congratulations to the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ogbonnaya, a friend of Security Watch Africa. He's always there for Security Watch Africa. I would say he's one of the leading fans of this program. Congratulations to you once again. Yes, let's go to the interview, our visit, first of all, to the Nigerian High Commission in South Africa, where we were received by the High Commissioner, Ambassador Mohammed Haruna Manta, who told us about how the relationship between Nigeria and South Africa has been going on. Some misconception, he tried to direct it right so that people can understand what is happening between Nigeria and South Africa. He has changed the face of the High Commission itself, because before now, it's difficult for Nigerians to gain access into the High Commission's building. But today, every Nigerian is welcome, and that is what we should commend for. He's doing a great job. Let's hear some of his thoughts as we had the interview with him.
When you talk about security in Africa, you cannot do but talk about your organization. It's a very good omen, and it's a very good initiative which has lasted very long. So I would not be wrong if I say you are now the guru of security watch in Africa. And when I got the invitation to be in Stellenbosch University, I can say I was ill prepared for it because I had other two engagements also lined up same day. So fortunately, one was postponed. They sent me a note that it was not held. I said, oh, that gives me a window. And that window I utilized also because the Chief of Naval Staff said he cannot go straight to Stellenbosch without coming to Pretoria to see me. We went to Cape Town together. So it's a thing of great pleasure also that the theme for the conference was what I have been expecting to hear, the blue economy. I must say that the blue economy to us is still a rhetoric in Nigeria. So when you hear blue economy, you want to know more about it. And having attended this conference, I'm more enlightened now to speak on the blue economy. There was a discussion, one of the television houses that wanted me to come for a discussion, and I had to confess that the blue economy, I only know is part of Agenda 2063 of the AU, but other than that, I don't have much knowledge, and they should let me do one or two research before I get back to them. And I will tell you now that I have a whole bunch of materials forwarded to me by most of the participants I interacted with at the conference. So it is my pleasure and, of course, an opportunity that I wouldn't have loved to miss. So let me say that I really had fruitful interaction within the academia and also the professionals in the security sector. All the generals, you saw them, that were there. So they are all authorities in their own right, and I was a very good listener.
Yes, as we would like to speak, South Africa and Nigeria are kind of what we can say twin, because when they want to measure the leaders both in economy and politics, South Africa and Nigeria come tops. And Nigeria played a very significant role in bringing back a bit freedom to South Africa and all that. But some people have maybe some disagreements, breed some enmity once in a while. Can you tell us how are Nigerians faring here?
Nigeria and South Africa, in diplomatic parlance we say Nigeria-South Africa relations or relationships, dates back so many years up through the apartheid regime. Nigeria, South Africa are like the twin brothers of the African continent when you measure through development indices. South Africa is to SADC what Nigeria is to ECOWAS. And by and large, if we as Africans are really serious about development, we cannot but bring Nigeria and South Africa together in a symbiotic relationship that is beneficial not only to the individual continent but to the entire continent. If you talk about economy, Nigeria has the highest economy in Africa thanks to our burgeoning young population, over 200 million people in Nigeria. In South Africa, we have a country that is advanced and more developed industrially in terms of manufacturing. So if both of us work together, we stand to advance the progress of the African continent. Security-wise, also, South Africa holds forth where the Atlantic joins the Indian Ocean. So if you have a situation like that, it means the resources of the sea can be harnessed by the 38 countries that have coastlines. So Nigeria has done tremendously well in the last 3-4 years to curb piracy in the Gulf. The Gulf of Guinea was notorious in terms of sea piracy and piracy and we call it robbery, and as well as militancy. So, but with good collaboration, Nigeria and South Africa are capable of making the stretch of waters from the Gulf to the Cape very free and very much within our control. Similarly, Agenda 2063 of the AU stands to harness a good part of these resources if we use the capacity and capability of the South African Defense Forces, as well as the resilience and the versatility of the Nigerian Navy. So the Nigerian Navy is very versatile. We have also taken part in many of the peacekeeping operations. Our records in Liberia and Sierra Leone speak volumes of what our Navy can do. South Africans have the capacity to also complement what we do along this coastline up to Gabon and up to Angola. We are also a member of the Gulf Cooperation Council, where we cooperate in the Gulf of Guinea Commission. So our relationship also has a leverage that in the days of the apartheid regime, Nigeria for 5 years spearheaded UN discussion for the formation of the Anti-Apartheid Committee. So it took us 5 years to get that on board. And I'm proud to say that our foreign minister, who later became our permanent representative to the United Nations, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, was chairman of the Anti-Apartheid Committee for 5 years straight until 1994, when South Africa gained independence. We also have diligently pursued our anti-apartheid agenda to the extent that civil servants in Nigeria were taxed. They were paying stipends to the advancement of liberation struggles in Southern Africa. We also have it on record that the South African president, Thabo Mbeki, who was also the ANC representative in Lagos or in Nigeria at the time, is a person who happens to know the contributions of Nigeria. In a discussion not too long ago, I recall that in 1984, in December, Oliver Tambo, O.R. Tambo, that airport you pass, a true nationalist to the core, we had a problem on how Nigeria could assist them here, because the anti-apartheid regime said no black African country had an embassy here in this country. So we opened what we call a field office in Lusaka, Zambia. And when R.O. Tambo managed to escape from the apartheid enclave, we received him in our field office in Lusaka. Sitting on the sofa, the O.R. Tambo said they didn't know how to go about the fight for independence with no money and no facilities. There and then, that very day in 1984, our foreign minister put his hand in his pocket and brought out a check for $1 million for them to start work. That was cash we gave. We have so many of such interventions, too numerous to mention. So if we also talk about South Africa-Nigeria relation, find that Thabo Mbeki incidentally became president the same time that Obasanjo's second term manifested. So the two presidents really had a nice time, and that was the best time of Nigeria-South Africa relations because it blossomed very well. Thereafter, we had our skirmishes. We had little skirmishes here and there. For instance, when we are talking about permanent seat in the United Nations, some South Africans felt that Big Brother Nigeria should not be the one to take the seat. So there was a bit of give and take there. We also at one time had a bit of our own skirmishes during the 1996 Africa Cup of Nations, in which Nigeria refused to defend this thing because South Africa did not accord us the usual respect due to a senior brother. So we boycotted that game. But if you look at, again, Nigeria spearheaded the boycott of Olympics in favor of South Africa. So it's by and large, we have always treated ourselves as brothers.
Welcome back. Yes, it's actually a detailed interview. By next edition of this program, we'll be able to take everything where he talked about the popular xenophobia issue and how Nigerians are being treated by their host citizens. And until next week, when we'll bring you another exciting edition of this program, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.